Alright, I'm going to be getting into the strategy I use, how to build your physical supply through the use of the ETF, the SLV. You could always just buy the physical when it dips down. Use the weekly charts or the daily charts when you have the big dips to add to your collection. That's good because the longer the price stays low, the more you can accumulate, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the strategy I use is actually very profitable using the ETF. Let's say I have 500 ounces of the physical, and the price swings are fine, but I want to figure out a way to take advantage of the price swings. So I'm not just waiting around accumulating silver at the same cost basis. You know, maybe it never goes up, maybe it does, maybe it goes down. Anything can happen. Don't think just because you're accumulating something that you're going to get rich. I think silver will do that. I wouldn't be doing the videos. But this is my strategy. I own 500 ounces of the physical, and I purchased 500 ounces in a brokerage account of the physical ETF. It's not real practical to go around trying to sell this very often, with the fees you pay and the shipping and everything like that. It's just not very practical. So the silver you hold that silver, make it a 3 or 4 year plan, and then transfer that silver into something. Don't just sell it for US dollars, because obviously the thing that's going to make this go up the most is the dollar collapsing. So why would you trade it for something that's depreciating? And the US dollar is going to depreciate into infinity. So you want to think about, what am I going to turn this into when I'm ready to do that. Anyway, and the ETF I know is priced in dollars, but we're going to use those dollars to generate more physical, and this is how I do that. My cost basis on the physical was $11. Now, silver's up to about 13 bucks, so I'll use that example. I own 500 of the physical. I own 500 ounces, shares in ounces, because it tracks the spot price in the brokerage account. It goes up 2 bucks. That's $2,000, because I made 1,000 on the physical and I made 1,000 in the brokerage account. Now, time is very valuable, because time is money, and I want to learn I wanted to figure out a way of how I could preserve that profit and turn it into even more silver. And this is how I do that. That's a $2,000 profit. Now, I can't really protect the profit in the physical, because if the price drops, because it's physical. But I can protect the profit. The first step is to protect the profit in the brokerage account. And I can do that by selling the silver. And I can protect the profit in the physical by going short the ETF. So if I shorted it, not only sold at 13, preserving that $2 profit, I could actually short at 13. Now I expect silver to have a pullback because it's a little bit overbought. It's reaching its 200-day moving average, which usually is a little bit of resistance. Hopefully it breaks through that. Even if it does break through that, I expect more resistance at $15 if you look at historical charts. So let's say it pulls back to $11 to retest support, and I'm short. Now, not only did I make 1,000 bucks on the way up, 500 shares times 2 bucks, but I made another $1,000 on the short because it went down $2. Now, the way you can generate more silver is you want to kind of keep the balance between your brokerage account and your silver. You don't want to have too much money in the brokerage account because it's US dollars. Remember, you're losing buying power. Even if you're making money, or you could be gaining buying power, but why would you be in an asset that's depreciating when you could be in one that's appreciating? So on the long, the $1,000 I made on the long stays in the account, but the $1,000 I make on the short, now that the price is lower, I can take that $1,000 and turn it into about probably 60 more ounces of real silver. So I've transferred the profit that I had in the physical into more physical at a lower price, so I protected that profit. It's a little bit more of an aggressive move than just buying on the dips, but I'm not all that patient. I need, I like the action, to tell you the truth. And when you're short in the ETF, there is a risk, because if silver takes off, you won't be able to participate in all that profit, because you'll have to offset your losses with this. But usually there's a limit to how much you can short to protect yourself against a huge move. Even if silver went up and you lost all of your brokerage account, you'd be offset by the value of this going up. And if it did a huge move, it's probably going to go up much higher than that, because silver usually moves very slow. So if it's going to move huge, it's probably for a very good reason. So anyway, that's my strategy for shorting the ETF. I'll be getting into a video where I actually explain how I use the chart, the weekly and the daily, to be long, to be out, and to be short. It's very important to understand all three of those. So we can generate more physical silver. And now I'll have 560 ounces of physical silver. I can go and purchase 560 ounces of the brokerage, of the ETF. You'll get to a point where you can actually short more than you own. Let's say I own 600 ounces. I've generated 100 ounces of physical shorting the ETF. And now I can short, for just to be easy, 1,000 shares of the ETF. And if these bankers want to come in and manipulate the price from 20 down to 9, I'm smiling, because if I short 1,000 shares, that's $11,000 profit. Those are US dollars, but I can take that $11,000 profit and turn it into more physical. So you see how the ETF can generate, where if I just took all of my money and just bought physical, I couldn't take advantage of the price swings. I just have to wait for the dips. Meanwhile, time is going by, and you're not taking advantage of the price swings and generating more silver. When you buy more silver on the dips, you have to sell your time to make the money to buy the silver, right? So you're going to have to sell something that is the most valuable to you, is your time. By shorting the ETF, that's generating silver without using any of my time. I'm leveraging my time. Very important to do. You're either using leverage or leverage is being used against you. If you haven't, that's going to be a whole nother video. But I'm going to end this one now. My next one will be on the concepts of time and money and how it relates, and how you have to realize that time is very important because you only have so much of it, and you've got to maximize your time. Wealth is measured in time, not money. So you have to see how you can increase your wealth, and that'll be in the next video. So I'm going to end this one now. The last one went a little long. I couldn't upload it. This is the third time I've had to do this, so I'm learning my lessons. I'll see you on the next one.